Hello again everyone, Age of June here, and we are back casting another Starcraft 2 game from the Acer TeamStory Cup. As with the last one, it is a tournament that is being held in Germany. It is between different teams. 4 were invited, 5 qualified, so altogether there are 9 teams, and it is a team match. It's a best of 9, so if they lose 9 matches, or actually, I'm not sure how that would work. I think it would be 9 between each team. And it lasts over 18 play days. So in this particular match, we've got LiquidZenio versus MillDayshi. The Terran here is MillDayshi. He's obviously for the team Millennium. He's a French player who originally started back in 2011. And he obviously started back in Wings of Liberty. He played a decent amount back there, was able to do a couple tournaments, and unfortunately was eliminated back in the EOSL Winter 2012. But he joined Millennium back in... Actually, it's not telling me here, so I'm not sure exactly when he joined. Normally it says, but unfortunately this one is not. But he has been playing for a while, and he used to be in Eclipsia, but he left that one to join Millennium, who did actually qualify this for you. He is representing them as the Terran in the bottom right corner. He is against the Zerg player, LiquidZenio. Zenio is from South Korea. He's been playing since 2010, also Wings of Liberty, and he's got a pretty decent career here. He was able to join Slayers back in 2011, and he achieved 2 all kills in the GSTL, made his first appearance in Code S at the age 16 in GSL October. He joined Team Liquid back in March of 2012, and he's been there ever since, apparently. So he is representing Team Liquid as Zerg in the bottom left. He is doing an early expand, as we have seen a lot of Zerg do. I believe he actually got the expand first and then the spawning pool. Yes, he did. Otherwise, the spawning pool would be a whole lot closer to being done. But the Terran player actually expanded quite early as well, which you don't normally see. But I think that's coming to be more and more popular now that the Zerg macro has altered so that Zergling rushes aren't as popular. From everything I've seen, I don't know, on ladder, of course, Zergling rushes are always popular. You can end the game quickly a lot of times, and it's just done. But a lot of times for the pros, Zergling rushes just aren't used because they're so easily countered. 2 Marines with 1 wall in, that would be plenty to completely shut down any possible Zergling rush. So, anymore you do see the Terran go, and Protoss for that matter, go with that early expand, simply because they know that the Zerg is not likely to do an early attack. He does have a 3rd command center out. Wow, that is actually really surprising. You don't normally see that this early in the game, but he is going for a double expand here. So he's got this one. It's already upgrading to the orbital command center, and then he's going to be expanding probably here as well, as it is one of the more easily defendable places. This Overlord does not see it yet. It's just kind of scouting around the edges, looking for pretty much anything. The Zerg player has yet to make a 3rd base, so if this is successful, he could end up being pretty far behind from this. And it looks like he is not going for any massive attacking units. He's got 4 Zerglings. I believe that is all he has in the attacking, yes. So this looks like it could possibly pay off big time for Daishi, as he is just macroing like crazy. Now he's got another barracks coming out, a factory as well, and he's got this bunker here for defense. Surprisingly limited defense, though. These Zerglings are coming across now. I believe they're just going to go here to this Zelnaga tower and just scout it up. Not sure what TT is. I don't know the meaning of that. TT. I don't know. But anyway, they are continue going on. This factory has switched over to the reactor, so you can probably start boosting out some Hellions. Yes, indeed, that is what's going on. And the barracks is building a tech lab, which is not really surprising. 2 more barracks are coming up, and this command center is uploaded to an upgraded to an orbital command. It has dropped a couple mules. It's actually not going anywhere quite yet, though. Oh, no. In comes the Zerglings. It did take out one SCV, but one Zergling died as well. And now the Hellions are out to go ahead and destroy this Zergling wave. And that does push back this assault, and no more worrying about the Zerglings. Because Hellions are really good about destroying Hellions. So I believe that, in large part, is what he did this for. I'm still kind of surprised he's not expanding with it. Actually, come to think of it, it kind of does make sense, because there's really no reason for him to go somewhere else. He could just use that to make a whole bunch more SCVs, hopefully not leaving them outside the base there. He keeps clicking on it, but there we go. Okay, so he's going to go ahead and build an engineering bay. Zenio has actually done his third expand here. He does have the third hatchery going down, and that does definitely make it so he's going to start catching up. On the other hand, I mean, it really would be nice for him if he was not quite as far behind. This guy having 3 command centers all pumping out SCVs means he's going to get a pretty big break here. He's still pumping out these Hellions as well, and I have a feeling we're going to see some Hellion harass here pretty soon. He's coming over. He does have these 4 Hellions. He's going to try to slip by this Queen, which is really slow. No, he's not going to slip by the Queen. He's actually going to go in on these creep tumors, but he's not going to take them down. He got them really low, though. But he does not take it down, and now he's just scouting around. These Hellions actually just got caught out here by the Zerglings, and now they're getting a little bit of a surround, but they didn't realize there's quite this many Hellions here. So a couple Zerglings just got roasted, and there's another one. They're trying to do some damage to these Hellions, but the Zergling death count is far, far higher than the number of Hellions that are dying, which is in fact 0. So if we take a look at the units lost here, you can see that Daishi has lost 3 units, which only totals to 175 resources, but the Zerg has lost 12 out of 300, which honestly isn't surprising. It was mostly Zerglings. Not all that expensive, but even still, not really something you want to lose. So we go ahead and we take a look at the units killed with this. The 3 units that he killed were actually workers. And now we see more workers being killed by Daishi here in the Zerg mineral line. There we go. Not bad there. They are almost tied on the units killed there. And there is a Marine and a Hellion just defending here. But this is a pretty big force of Hellions, and it looks like he's wanting to continue doing harass. He does have these Widow Mines here for an added bit of attack. And he's got a decent wall in here using the supply depots, which is not bad at all. He still has not moved that command center. Actually, no, he is moving that command center. He's moving it out here to go ahead and expand already. There is a scan over here. He's just taking down these creep tumors. Yes, getting rid of the creep. Always a good idea. And these Zerglings, if they're not careful, are going to run into these Widow Mines. They do not know that they're there, but I have a feeling the Queen's actually going to be attacked by it. Boom! Goodbye, Queen. Down goes the Queen, and down goes the creep tumor that he was trying to plant. So no creep tumor for you. The Zerg does see that the Terran did actually finally expand, but he doesn't. I don't think he realizes that he had this command center for quite as long as he did, just pumping out the units. So the Terran has a massive number of SCVs compared to what the Zerg player probably thinks he has. He's got 66 versus 72, which is not bad at all. In comes the Zergling harass, though. They are going to go in, take down one SCV. Another SCV is going to go down as well. 2 more SCVs. And this bunker actually does not have any Marines whatsoever, so the Zerglings here are actually able to take down quite a few SCVs. They're now going in on this orbital command a little bit. There is another attack over here. In the meantime, though, I'll take a look over there in just a second. The Marines did come down. They did not get in the bunker, oddly. Actually, I guess it makes sense, because if they're in the bunker, then they wouldn't be able to shoot over here. But let's go ahead and take a look over there. I don't want to go that far back. Whatever. Okay. So here is actually the attack that I saw there. They are going in on this hatchery, and I believe it's going to get canceled. It is not canceled. I'm really confused about this, because a lot of times you used to see them cancel like every time, but anymore I'm not really seeing it all that much. Either that or it just doesn't show it on the screen. I'm not altogether certain. But here is a massive engagement. Banelings just ripping through the Marines, but they were not able to kill nearly enough of them. The Mutalisks came in, but there's only 2 of them. So Zenio is actually losing quite a bit of his base here. The Mutas are going in on these Hellions, but I believe that there are still Marines here, and they are able to do some damage. And they are going to take down that Muta. This Muta's going to go down as well. 2 Mutas left, but I don't believe that there's anything left. Now everything is inside of these drop ships, and they are trying to escape. That drop ship's going to go down. It does go down, but there is a second drop over here. He knows he's not going to keep these units, but the Zerglings are going to be able to clean this up. The drop ship's going to try to escape. It does use its speed boost there, and I think it might actually make it out. Nope. I don't know why it stopped there, but it did. It's still trying to escape, maybe? I don't know. But it looks like it is going to go ahead and escape. The Terran player is moving a bunch of Marines as well as a couple Widow Mines up here, so it looks like he's going to go in for a second assault up here. He's got Marauders, Marines, and Widow Mines. These guys need to be healed. They're actually trailing pretty far behind. So in comes a second drone to try to expand there yet again. It does not happen. And now the army is together. There is the scan to go ahead and get rid of these creep tumors, and now a whole bunch of banelings are popping, but they're not going to be used quite yet. They will be really effective versus this mostly Marine army, though. Kind of surprised this Overload is being allowed to survive. Yeah, I guess he doesn't really care. He's just going to let it stick there. There's a couple more mules coming out, and the Terran is grouping his army right here in the middle. There was a lot of Zerglings that just ran into the meat grinder there. Down goes another creep tumor attempt. Pops like crazy. There we go. The Zergling Muta Baneling army is pretty nasty. There was a canceled something or other, so it does show it on the map. Maybe it doesn't show it for these things. Oh man, this Widow Mine is actually keeping from an expansion here, and these Zerglings are just kind of hanging around it, and they're going to die in just a little while. 8 seconds. I'm keeping an eye on the mini-map so we can see any action that occurs, but we're going to see them die now. Boom! I like it. They just exploded there. Alright, so there is another attack coming in here from the Mutas. The tower was focused down, but in come the Marines. I'm going to try to take these out. It does not look like they get anybody. And I'm not sure, but it looked like he was actually focusing his own supply depot there. It might have been the Mutas doing it, but I think it was actually his units focusing his supply depot. The Mutas are going to come across these undefended medevacs, which means the medevacs are just melting. They do go ahead and use their speed boost to try to get into the army to get protected. There is the scan to destroy some more of these creep tumors, and the Widow Mines are being planted in strategic positions to try to destroy any banelings that do decide to engage. The Marines are going in on the spine crawler, going to try to take it out. And these guys are just kind of hanging around, and he is getting a very nice spread here. The banelings are coming in, and they do melt a lot of those Marines, and they're still trying to take down the rest of this army. It looks like this army will melt up here, but he's got a rest of his army down here. In the meantime, just tearing these Zerglings apart. They seem to be on the move command, so they are not going to be engaging at all. Now the Terran army is coming down, and it looks like they are just ripping this mineral line to shred. That entire line is gone. The hatchery is going to go down. It is gone. And the Zerg player is actually spending his time mopping up and cleaning up these Widow Mines. But the Terran army is just tearing through the rest of his base. He does have a lot of banelings though here. And it's possible that these could just rip the rest of the Marine army to shreds. But no, a very nice use of Stimpack allows the Terran to take down that Baneling attempt, and it does not succeed at all. He is just rolling through everything. He's got a couple more Zerglings coming out. The swarm hosts here are actually being fairly effective, but no, he actually does GG out. So that is the end of this game. That was pretty intense there at the end. I like that last little engagement as the Terran just completely stomps through everything. Zerg has a lot of minerals saved up, but unfortunately was not able to pump out enough units to defend. So there we go. I hope you guys enjoyed this game, and I shall see you guys next time. This was a victory for Millennium, and that's that. Have a good night. Bye.